Welcome to week 4 of OOP, Object-Oriented Programming. Today we're going to talk about interfaces and abstract classes. Being that this is week 4, we should have gone pretty deep into the projects and with the assignments. Have a pretty good understanding of how Java flows and the requirements we need to run various scenarios. Okay, today we're going to explore two advanced building blocks in object-oriented programming, this concept of abstract classes and interfaces. These are essential tools for designing flexible and extensive systems. Okay, let's talk about abstract classes. Abstract class cannot be instantiated, okay? May contain abstract methods and can contain regular methods, fields, and constructors. Okay, so it's really a kind of a hybrid. And if you look at it, an abstract class comes in the form of something like the class shape. Okay, and we have an abstract double area. And we're going to be looking at this more deeply in class, okay, as far as when we might want to use an abstract versus not an abstract. Or we'll also be covering it in for those who are online, in your discussions and your homework. Okay, so, why use abstract classes? Okay, common structure, unequal implementation defines what must exist while letting the subclasses define how it behaves. Okay, so this is defining that we have to define the things that are required to exist, and then we're letting those subclasses say, okay, subclass 1 may say, I want it to behave like this. Subclass 2 says, I want to behave like this. Okay. So basically, by using the requirements that it is a requirement that needs to be available. Okay, section 3 on interfaces. Okay. A interface is a contract. A class promises to implement methods declared in it. For example, interface drawable. We want not going to return anything. We have void. Okay, so with this, we want to draw. Okay, and this particular method, will have the code in it for actually drawing whatever we need to draw. Okay, so that's the interface. So the interface is think about the interface as just like normal programming. I call a subroutine, I come back. I call a subroutine 2, I come back. This is the same sort of thing that's happening here with Java interfaces. The fact that we're calling a particular method expected to do something, and then we'll come back, not expecting any results. Okay, so section 4, multiple inheritance types. A class can be implemented with many interfaces. Okay, Java does not allow multiple inheritance of behavior. I can inherit, okay, functionality from object A and functionality from object B. But what I can do is create as many interfaces as I want to. I could have an interface that basically has the function of object A, object 1 or object A, and then I can have another interface that covers object 2. So basically, we're kind of doing the same methods, but we're doing it in a different way. We're doing it via interfaces and not through objects. So this is here, class circle implements drawable and scalable. Okay, these are two interfaces. One is drawable, one is scalable. Okay, but again, these are interfaces and not objects that we're calling in this particular case. Okay, comparing abstract versus interface. Here we have abstract class. You hear the term is a. Okay, so we have an object that this is something. Okay, versus an interface is can do. Interface is a method. Okay, abstract class is a object. Okay, so then these particular cases, when we would want to use the other, really again. If we have to basically have multiple functionalities and we can't get that from one object, then we want to do interfaces and let the interface kind of control what the activity is going to be. Excuse me. So in summary, we've learned about abstract classes. We learned about interfaces. multiple inheritance types, and when to use each tool. Next week, we're going to talk about exception handling. What happens when things go wrong? How can we catch errors before it totally bombs out our system? Okay, thank you, everyone. Again, we will have homework assignments and project-related activities having to do with the abstract class and the interfaces, where you really get into a deep dive of what this particular part of Java is all about. Okay, so see you next week in week 5. We're going down the home stretch, and we'll see you in class or with the discussion boards. Thank you, everyone. Bye.